Okay, welcome back to the channel. So today is June 25th, and this is going to be trade review on the trades done for June 25th. So normally, as planned, what I would want to do is really take a deep dive into my trades and look at what was done well, what was done not so well, and kind of dissect that, and really break the trades down and look for any potential improvements, and that sort of thing. However, today is one of those days where I've had a completely, just undisciplined day where it started with it started before my actual trading actually started, right? So I'm a big, uh, you know, fundamental believer that, you know, when you're trying to get yourself, to a point of, discipline and consistency as a trader, you need to also put some focus on things outside of trading, such as your sleep schedule, such as the way that you manage stress in life, the way that you move your body, the way that you eat, all of these things, right? Because it all comes full circle. So like today, I'm not going to go through my individual trades because I don't have any trades where I actually followed a trade plan. And I will say that I've had a ton of undisciplined days, in my trading experience, but this is one of the first days in a very long time that I have just entered the market and a bit like just abandoned everything that goes to my strategy, everything that I believe in fundamentally. And historically, on days like this, it would not be uncommon for me to just, quite frankly, cry, right? But at this current time, I don't I don't feel any need to cry and to be sad about it because, um, you know, I've been trading far too long for me not to know what certain behaviors lead to. So I know that it's absolutely insane for me to wake up and, you know, not look at the economic calendar for futures, to not, look at the earnings that have come out for the day, to not identify the order blocks, uh, you know, in the that I would be, looking to trade for the day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, today quite frankly, it's just reckless abandonment, and it's still pretty fresh. So I'm not gonna cry because there's no point. I know what I did. I know when I'm fucking up, and indeed that's what happened all throughout this morning trading. So I I went to sleep at about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So typically I'm waking up Mountain Standard Time, 5 o'clock in the morning to start my day, to look at the market, to look at Asia, to look at London, to do my charting, to get set up for the New York Open. But I went to sleep extremely late and woke up extremely late, jumped in the market, felt impulsive, probably experienced that whole FOMO thing where you're like, you don't want to miss out on anything. So instead of setting everything up the way that it should be set up, just jumping into trades thinking, or rather just hoping that it's going to work out. And again, I already know how this goes. I know how this plays out. So there's no reason for me to do this anymore, but yet it happened today. So, you know, I am, I'm highly disappointed in myself. I don't expect to be perfect, but I also can't be okay with and just accept myself doing things like this. So there's no need to break down the trades because none of them followed an actual trade plan. So let's just look at what the performance was today. So currently, so as you may or may not know, I trade Apex accounts. So currently, I have 14 50K funded accounts with Apex, and so I'm trading. When I'm trading, I'm using the copy trader, and so every single trade that I take is being applied to every single account that I have with Apex. And so what we're going to look at is we're going to look at just one of the accounts because it reflects exactly what happened in all of the accounts. So, essentially, whatever you see here, you can multiply that by 14, and that is the summation of what occurred for my trading day today. So let's take a look see here. Okay, all right. So real quick, let me minimize myself. Let me move myself down. Right. Okay, so we're able to see everything on the screen. Okay. All right, so as we can see, wow. Okay, so I took 18 trades. And normally I would just kind of like break this down and say, this is the way that Trade counts your trades is every single limit order, right, counts as its own trade. So I probably took slightly less trades than this. But either way, you can see that I'm clearly over trading. I know some people, it's normal for them to execute 10, 20, 40 trades a day, whatever the case may be. That's not it for me. For my trade, the way that I like to, compartmentalize my risk, part of that is I would want to take a max of 3 trades a day. And so as you can see, this is, we're grossly over the number of entries that I should have been taking. So this is the total loss here for the day. 11 losing trades. Largest losing trade was $115 today. Average losing trade was $39.64. So you can see there were a lot of just silly scalps that were entered, and they just didn't work. And as I've stated plenty of times before, one of my personal indicators for when I've lost control is when I start scalping. So typically, not typically, almost every single time I start scalping, it is an indication that I've lost control because I'm not trading a plan. I'm kind of randomly entering the market based on momentum that I see. And it just doesn't have anything to do with the strategies that I've worked so hard to perfect over time. So I know a lot of people are scalpers. It's just not the thing that I've been working on, over time. So it shouldn't be done by me. So as we can see, total profitable trades, number of winning trades was 7, total profit $74, in comparison to a loss of $436. And so by the end of the day, down $362, and total fees $20.80, which, considering how many times I got in and out of trades, I mean that's probably one of the best things of the day. So a further breakdown of the P&L here. So as we can see on the day, my win rate was 38.89%. Shameful. It just is. So it's just red everywhere, red all over. So basically, what I'll be focusing on today is I will go back and I will take a look at the trades that could have been entered, that actually went along with, what my actual trading strategies are that I've been working so hard on for all this time. So I will go back and I will look to identify that. But just in terms of the trades that I actually took, I can't make sense of it because again, it didn't follow a trade plan. So that's kind of what it is for today. I'm needless to say, I'm massively disappointed in my performance today. I've worked for a long time and really really hard, honestly, to get to a place where I even have 14 Apex accounts. So it's just when the performance goes like this, when the decision making plays out like this, when impulses aren't controlled, when there's no discipline, there's no risk management, it's not really trading. It's at that point it's less than gambling, right? It's disappointing, it like so I'm upset. I only have myself to be mad at, but I am upset at myself. So, the goal for today is going to be to make sure that I go to bed early, to make sure that I wake up on time tomorrow and I actually chart, check the economic calendar, check the earnings, make note of where my order blocks are, make a decision as to whether I'm going to be looking for a short-term, reversal in the market, or if I'll be looking for momentum with the trend to trade, and to just essentially stay within all of my rules and just do what I have been training myself to do all of this time. With all of the time and the effort that's been put into getting to a point of having 14 accounts, it just feels very disrespectful to myself to myself to just jump in the market recklessly and to trade this way. I'm glad that at least trading this way, I lowered my risk on the day, because had I not, I could have very easily blown multiple accounts. 11 of the funded accounts they're new, so the drawdown is like nice and fresh. But I've got 3 of the PAs that I just recently took a payout on, and I did take the full payout, so that left me with even though I'm on those particular accounts, I'm past the trailing drawdown. But if you pull out money, then you're going to be left with a smaller balance, and so you have to trade accordingly. So yeah, I can definitely say one account I've pretty much wrecked. I wrecked, and it'll be difficult not to blow that account, even with lowering my risk and trading it with the proper risk management. It'll be difficult for me not to blow that one at this point. And then the other 2 that I recently took payouts on, those are in a little bit better of shape, but I did some damage today. But most certainly, had I not been trading with a lower risk, I would certainly have blown all 3 of those accounts easily. The other 11 would have been okay, but it still would have been highly disappointing. So that's all I can say about today. And really, it's just tomorrow I have to go in and trade the way that I train to trade, and nothing else is acceptable. So another thing that I've that's on my mind today is, I have a tendency to, like, once I trade well for a period of time, and especially when, it seems like when I take a payout, I seem to get very laxed, very comfortable. And I kind of, I slip out of my the good patterns that I had been maintaining consistently. And one of the things I feel like I've recently done is I've begun to, allocate time to things that I don't normally allocate time to. I'm quite frankly very pretty obsessive when it comes to trading. And for me to even get to the point that I've gotten to now, I've had to be very fixated on trading, and I've had to eliminate a lot of stuff, from my life, from my day to day. And is there like a work balance there? No, it's it's like essentially just going really heavy and on the things that will make me a better trader. And like I'm okay with that. And I think that for me, for me personally, I think that's what's required. I don't know that I'm at a point where I'm able to balance, you know, really bringing anything else into my life. I think, that I'm better off just being obsessed over trading and that being the main thing, and truly like the rest of my life kind of revolving around it. Because anytime I try to add something like extra, like to my personal life, social life, it it feels catastrophic, right? And of course my emotions are heightened right now because this is like fresh. And I'm being very hard on myself, but I feel that's well deserved at this point. But yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be that person right now that's able to balance other things and still improve as a trader. I don't think that's going to work for me right now. So, I don't think that part really makes me sad, but it's just something that I've kind of realized before. And I think it's important for me to really keep that at the forefront of my mind and to live my life like that. I like to go to bed at grandma hours because it allows me to wake up on time for trading. I like to abstain from alcohol and drugs because it allows me to stay focused and to improve as a trader. Um, I'm not really crazy about friendships and like being social and hanging out with people, and the whole concept of like fun is not, it's not really important to me. And then especially when I look at it and I weigh it against how much I care about becoming an excellent trader, mastering trading, I really don't care about having a social life and having fun and really doing anything that would throw me off. So I feel like I've invited a little bit of that into my life. And um, I think after, today's performance, I think it's just very easy for me to just eliminate those things again, because I don't think that it benefits me. And it's clear to me that it's very difficult for me to have like a work life balance. And if I have to choose one over the other, I'm going to choose trading. So that's it for today. That's where it's at. And I'll be looking to do better tomorrow and to trade within my rules and do all of the things that I've trained to do, and to continue doing the things that have led to the most success in my trading. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining me for Trade Review. I know this is really kind of like a just me like beating myself up. I know I'm not the only person that goes through this and experiences these things. This is a common theme with traders. We battle to that we battle these impulses, and we battle with these old habits of doing what we know is right and doing what we know will lead to success, just generally speaking long term, and falling back into these old habits. So for anybody else who had a bad trading day, a bad trading week, a bad trading month, um, you know I would recommend the same thing to you that I'd recommend to myself is, eliminate the things that are not going to lead to success. Get very, very laser focused on, doing the things that that have proven in the past to make you a successful trader, or at least to bring improvement to your trading. Do what you think is best, but I don't think work-life balance is important when you're trying to become a good trader, when you're trying to become a master at your trade. In my opinion, it's like go all in, right? Like that's what I tell myself. That's what I prefer to do, and I mean that's what I would recommend for anybody else. Go all in and give it everything that you have. And just remember that overall, you create a structure, that you're going to trade within, and it happens. Like sometimes we go outside of that structure and we do things that we know are fundamentally catastrophic, fundamentally wrong. Just try to get back on track as quickly as possible. That's the best thing that you can do, right? If you know you're not going to quit, if you know you're going to keep going, get back on track as quickly as possible. If you need to cry, cry. Like I've cried plenty of times. It helps. Today I won't be crying because I don't have that kind of what would be the word? I don't have that kind of compassion for myself today, because I know what I did, and I know what the typical outcome is when I do these things. So we'll get back on the horse and we'll keep going, right? We had a bad day. We'll do better tomorrow. All right. So thanks for joining. I hope that this video has brought some kind of value to those watching. And yeah, we'll look to do better tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes then. All right. Until next time.